Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about the Clan Gen game and my clan that I've been playing with. If you're wondering where the Clan Generator Challenge Part 2 is, I'm working on it. It should be out in the next week or two. I wanted to kind of do this in between, as a bit of fun, as a bit of relaxation, also a bit of character design practice. Yeah. So my clan for Clan Gen is called Meadowclan. All the different groups that I've played with before, I've always kind of tried to make a reason for why the clan is so small. So Meadowclan is a group of stranded clan cats that basically used to be a part of 4 other clans, 4 or 5, I'm not sure, but there was this huge flood that ended up splitting everyone off. And there were a couple survivors that formed together to create Meadowclan. Now, there are only 8 cats, and I'm just going to be going through the first year, even though I have played to the second year. So let me introduce each character, and I'll talk about a little bit of their plot, and yeah, I think this is just going to be a short video, and let's get into it. So, the leader of Meadowclan, as he has been this entire time, is Goldstar. He is described as a medium fern brown tabby tom with amber eyes. He's got a lonesome personality, and his extra trait is that he's blind. He's got, though not officially, like it's not actually in the game, he's got 2 children who are other warriors, and he has a mate in another warrior, Cypress Fall. He is not the best leader. He tries really hard to do what he thinks is the safest, but he always ends up being the last person to agree with the situation, and he's a little bit more hostile with the other clans that they've run into, that being another group of survivors called Meadowclan, and then I think in year 2, another group from, oh god, I can't remember their name. I'm looking for it. Cannot find it. Anyways, he's kind of hostile. The major plot that they've dealt with for the first year and partially into the second year is a fox on their territory. And he was absolutely the last cat in the clan to agree to go after the fox because he was really worried. And that it partially makes sense, but also he had waited until it had attacked one of his warriors and then their medicine cat. So a little super late. That was a little bit of a spoiler for year 2. They end up taking care of the fox and dealing with that. So his decision to eventually do it did actually help, but it did come at the cost of a couple scarred up warriors. Next is our deputy, Gorse Forest. I love her. She's my absolute favorite cat in this whole clan. She started off as a kit when they brought her in during the 0 first moon. She was only 3 moons old at the time, which means that as deputy, after a year, she was only 15. However, she was made because throughout her childhood, throughout being a kid and then being a apprentice, she continually got visions from Cedarclan, at least 3 that I know of, where she was warned about this fox and the danger that it posed to her mentor, one of Goldstar's sons, Ravensky. So she very much got into fights with Goldstar about, like, hey, we need to take care of this issue and we need to deal with this. And he promoted her to deputy because he felt that she kept him challenged, and that was extremely important. Because of all the cats in the clan, the first one to step up to him was Gorseforest. Then that kind of came as a sign that, hey, maybe she'll keep him responsible. And so far into year 2, the two have had a pretty good relationship of, accountability and spending time together and no one getting injured. So that's very good news and was a very good choice, though all the other warriors don't really seem to think so. The medicine cat, the only medicine cat there is Hollyhop, who my friend said has a certified cute name, and honestly, I agree. He's vengeful, though. He's got the vengeful personality, which makes me a little sus of him, which is really interesting. He is the younger brother of Goldstar's mate, Cypress Fall, and he is a pretty decent medicine cat. Like, he hasn't had a lot of opportunities to need to take care of his, fellow warriors, and it's mostly just helping interpret signs along with Gorseforest. They did have, like, a shared dream at one point in time, which is really funny because throughout Gorseforest being an apprentice, I thought it was leading up to the point where I was like, oh, so the second trait they have is strong connection with Cedarclan, because they've had, like, 3 Cedarclan interactions. Like, this was multiple times of going out for patrol with Gorseforest and being like, they had a dream from Cedarclan, they had a dream from Cedarclan. And no, they just, they are very smart, and Hollyhop is also smart, which is really funny. Those two have a really sweet relationship of Hollyhop not really liking any cat in the clan too much besides his sister, but also really, really liking Gorseforest just because they get along. He also did reject having her as an apprentice because he didn't really want to train her, but also because their prophecy kind of dealt with Ravensky, who I will get to in a moment. First, we have to talk about Cypress Fall. Cypress Fall is average warrior. She was an adult when she came in. She had one kit with her who was Shypaw. Shypaw sadly passed away. And then she brought in a kit, like she rescued a kit later, called Snail Kit, and then Snail Kit immediately passed away because they couldn't get enough food. I'll talk about those two towards the end of the video, because I also did a little speed paint of them. But Cypress Fall is kind of average. She and Gold Star are pretty close, but she, as well as two other warriors, Ravensky and Meadowbee, spend a lot of time being really jealous of Gorse Forest for being the deputy. Like, I have had at least 3 different times where Cypress Fall has been like, I really wanted to be deputy. And besides that, she is just kind of doing her job. She was one of the warriors, I believe, that was attacked by the fox. No, she was not. It was her brother, Hollyhop. Yeah, one of the 2 attacks was on Hollyhop and the other was on Ravensky, and then afterwards is when they actually ran into the fox and dealt with it. Cypress Fall is not that interesting. I'm hoping there's a little bit more to her. She's kind of just like the older warrior who is pretty similar in age to Gold Star and Hollyhop. Next is the first of Gold Star's children, and that is Ravensky. He is supposedly careful and a good teacher, but gosh dang, is jealousy a part of him. There has not been a cat more in both years of playing this that has been more jealous and wanting to be deputy. I think this is because he has a really good relationship with his father and is really upset that his father has yet to make him deputy, which is probably not going to happen unless Gorse Forest dies or steps down, which I really don't see happening anytime soon. Besides that, he doesn't really get a mate until year 2, and he really only has this whole prophecy going for him, which is there was a vision of him surrounded, or a fox surrounded by raven feathers, and pretty much everyone was like, okay, so he's gonna die, he's gonna get killed by a fox. And I'm not really gonna spoil what happens for him in year 2, but it's definitely interesting. After is the younger 2 warriors, Meadowbee and Sparrowwater. Meadowbee comes first. She is clever and also extremely jealous. She and Sparrowwater, who Sparrowwater is the other son of Gold Star and Ravensky's younger brother from a different litter. Those 2 are the same age, and they kind of become, as soon as they become warriors, they kind of become a little couple. Don't have kids during the first year. Haven't had kids since in the second year. Meadowbee is also super jealous of, she wants to be deputy. She kind of is a lot like Ravensky. Those 2 kind of are very similar in that regard. She doesn't have a whole lot going for her, except like her relationship with Sparrowwater was just like kind of off and on. Oh, we want kits. We're not having kits until the fox is dealt with. Still not kits. There's that whole thing. Sparrowwater is also kind of boring. He's strict, but that doesn't really show up in gameplay. He's doing fine. He's not, like, super interesting. I'm really hoping that Cypress Fall, Meadowbee, and Sparrowwater become a little bit more interesting in maybe year 3 or year 4. Speaking of which, I have only had two, like, through all 24 moons, have only had two little a cat is interested in joining the clan pop-ups, and none of them have. So the last cat in the clan is basically who they've had from the very beginning, with Snail Runner. He is our elder. He is altruistic and an excellent fighter, and he used to be the deputy and stepped down right as he retired. So that is why Gorse Forest is deputy. It was just kind of perfect timing. Snail Runner continues to help the clan afterwards. He's done a really good job training the young warriors. He trained both of Goldstar's sons, and they're both really good warriors now. He is he's just kind of an elder now, so there's not like a lot going on for him, and even then he wasn't super interesting. He's kind of just been like a background character, been around and just helping out. I don't even think he's been on any of the patrols that were like fighting or dealing with the fox. So yeah, because he like retired before they did any of that. So he kind of if there were kits born into the clan, he would be helping watching them in place of a queen, but nothing has happened yet, so there's that. The 3 Cedarclan cats are Cedarclan, who is Goldstar's brother. He was the cat that basically, when you go into the game, it's like, this cat will guide the dead to Cedarclan, and that was Cedarclan, but he looked a lot like Goldstar, so I just said, they're brothers, and he traveled with them, but then died in the flood, whatever. Nothing really to say about Cedarclan. His design is pretty, that's about it. Shy Paw is the first one who actually died. Shy Paw died almost immediately. Yeah, I think Shy Paw died like as soon as they got there, I think, or like the second moon that they had been in the new territory. And then as soon as that happened, they were kind of warned of the fox that they had chased away. Yeah, Shy Paw is just, he was Cypress Falls, son, but he didn't get enough time to do anything, so he's just kind of not there anymore. Same goes for Snail Kit. This was another kit of Cypress Fall, though, adopted, and Snail Kit died immediately. I have a generator in the background that I use that kind of determines how much prey they need to catch, which is 1 for every cat, and then elders and kits count as 2, and they had gotten less than they should have, and Snail Kit dies of hunger, which is a chance that could happen. And as soon as they got Snail Kit, he passed away, which is really unfortunate. And yeah, I think that's about all. I'll be doing the Clan Generator Challenge very soon with part 2, and maybe after that video I'll do a follow-up of Meadowclan. This was just fun little, just a fun little video. If you liked this, then I hopefully want to do more, and I'll see you later.